Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Ryan here, author on the book on digital marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors, also the host of Blue Collar CEO. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing good. Hey, coming at you video that I think might ruffle some feathers. So I'm curious to hear from you. I was having a conversation with a guy yesterday. He runs predominantly plumbing. They do plumbing and HVAC, but mostly plumbing. And the first question he had for me is like, hey, for people who use your services, what sort of ROI can I expect? Totally fine question. And probably that's something you're asking for too, is like, what sort of ROI can you expect? And if you've asked that question to a marketing partner or a vendor or something like that, you probably got a range of answers. So here's my response to them. I said, ROI is 100% something that you as an owner or manager of a business, you need to be mindful of and care about. However, that's not the role of marketing. Marketing has nothing to do with ROI. And he kind of sat there for a second and goes, what? And I'm like, marketing is like cost of acquisition. It's the opportunity to create the demand for your business, the interest for your business. It's about creating that initial conversation. The return on that investment is going to be everything on the ops side. It's going to be how your CSRs answer the phone, how well they're trained, the booking rate. It's going to be your techs going out. Can they actually close the job? Can they pitch options? Are you priced correctly? Because guess what? If you're not priced correctly, there's nothing you can do to maximize the return. You're just going to bleed out really fast. None of those things from the moment the phone rings is the job of marketing. It's a job of operations. And so for marketers, it's really tricky for us to be able to talk about ROI because 100%, that's an important metric for you. Like, no doubt, I absolutely agree. But for a marketer, we can't optimize for it, right? We can't say, well, we need the CSRs to do this, and we need the techs to do this, and let's go through your pricing strategy and make sure you're priced right. We can't. You can, but we can't. Now, the one thing that marketers can control is probably the cost of acquisition, and that is how much does it cost you to create that initial phone call. So there's going to be some latitude or skill involved on that end. If you're doing something like LSA or something like, it's going to be everyone in the market's paying about the same price. But if you're doing something like SEO or PPC, like obviously that's where some of your averages will start coming down. But that's still on the cost acquiring the lead. Once the lead is acquired, it is 100% the role of operations. So here's where this gets upset some people. One, the role of marketing is not to keep your job board full. I'm gonna say it again. The role of marketing is not to keep your job board full. And some of you are like, the hell it isn't. And I get it. I know what you're saying. I know that's what's important to you. 100%. I know that's what's important to you. But here's the deal. Getting the job from the phone to the call board is gonna be your CSRs. Every time. It's not your marketing partners. It's the person who answers the phone. Do they know how to answer the phone? Do they have a good empathetic voice? Do they know how to answer basic price objections or any sort of challenge to get them on the schedule? If the answer is no, no marketer is going to be able to solve that problem, right? That's going to be an ops problem to make sure your CSRs know what they're doing. Now, what is the role of marketing? To make sure the CSR has phone calls to answer. That I will totally admit that is the role of marketing. But it's the role of the CSRs to get it from a phone call to the job board. Now, it is not the role of marketing to make sure that your ticket price is high, right? Like if you're going out and selling jobs and your average ticket is $200-300, in a lot of markets, it can cost you upwards of $100 a lead to create that phone call. No, there's no positive ROI if your average ticket is $200-300 and it's costing you 30 to 50% to make that phone call happen. Like that's just not good math. So keep in mind, the role of marketing has not been, will never be to keep the job board full. It cannot be. It literally cannot be to maximize the return on the investment. That's the role of you. That's the role of your leadership skills. That's the role of your management team. That's the role of your operations to make sure that when that phone call comes in, that you are maximized every opportunity to succeed. From the software you use to the way your techs park on the street at the customer's house, everything you do from the moment that phone rings is maximizing your ROI. No, so all those are good. Now here's another thing that kind of gets into the equation. The goal of a company like yours is to have repeat business. The goal of a company like yours is to have repeat business, and here's why. if you spend a crap ton of money acquiring that customer to the first time, right? Let's say hypothetically it cost you $100 to create the customer. It is in your best interest as a business to extract every amount of value from that customer that you just paid to create. So if you go out, you do exceptional customer service, you get them on a maintenance plan, you come back out year after year after year, and then eventually you sell them this system or this add-on or that add-on. Now all of a sudden that $100 cost of acquiring the lead is making you significantly higher returns. Again, that's not the role of marketing. That's the role of ops. Like, that's customer experience. That's doing all those things. You will 100% maximize your return on your investment if you can remarket and rehash your current customer list. That's not necessarily marketing. Marketing tends to be about new customers, new lead acquisition. New customers will always be more expensive. There always will be. Repeat customers will always be cheaper to get back in the books. But your lifetime value will always be higher if you can get a repeat business cycle out of a repeat customer. So the trick is, you don't want to poo-poo, well, they're repeat customers, they don't count. You're like, no. From your standpoint, repeat customers count, and they count a lot. But if you want to grow, you need both. You want to keep the people in your books happy, coming back to you year after year after year, because that's where you're going to maximize your returns. But you also want to make sure that you have new customers coming in the door year after year after year. So not only are you maximizing your current book, but your book is growing over time. The companies who can do this exceptionally well are the ones that grow healthy, they grow smart, and they maintain profitability. All those things are good. If all you do is depend on new customers, you're gonna have a really, really hard road to climb. If all you do is live on existing customers, you're gonna have a hard time scaling. So the idea is you want both. So keep in mind, all this is in relation to marketing, right? Don't expect a marketer to keep your job board full, because they can't. Don't expect your marketer to maximize your ROI, because they can't. Don't expect your marketer to don't diminish what they're doing if they're focusing on new and you want to focus on existing, or if they're focusing on existing and you want to focus on new. They're just different. They're different audiences. For you as a business, you want to focus on existing. Your marketing company, in my opinion, would want to focus on acquiring new customers in the door. But you, on your end, you have to make sure from the moment that phone rings and beyond, you're equipped and set up with every process, every procedure, every SOP to make sure that you can actually dominate that phone call, nail exceptional customer experience, and maximize that lifetime value. The people that can do that, those are the ones that have the stupid ROI numbers. And it's not because marketing was great. It's because you understood your role. Marketing played a part, but you understood your role to maximize every variable in the business that you can control. I would love to hear from you. I know a lot of people are going to disagree on this. And if you do disagree, awesome. Show the math on where you think, hey, here's where the opportunity exists. I would love to see your math. But as always, guys, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. I want to hear from you. We'll see you next time.